So I've just got some new trainers delivered, and today I'm going to tell you why I had to order some new trainers. So last weekend I was dropping my mum back home, and she lives approximately an hour and a half to 2 hours away from me depending on traffic. And so I didn't have to get back on the road straight away. We had decided we would go for lunch, or late lunch, me, my mum, my sister. So I chose the location because I wanted somewhere en route home, somewhere where I could just quickly get back onto the A road. So it wouldn't be my first choice. It was a local pub. I've been to it before, it's okay, but it's nothing special. But it was just a great location for me. So me and my sister were at the bar ordering. I was in the middle of placing my order when I felt something hot hit my thigh. I was wearing leggings on the day, and I went, ow! I really reacted straight away. And my sister looked at me like, oh, you okay? Like, sort of looking at me a bit bizarrely. And the guy who was taking my order also was like, oh, you okay? And I was like, oh, I felt something really hot just hit my leg, and it felt like wax when I went to scratch it, and it was like coming off like wax. And I was looking up and around because it felt like something that had fell from the ceiling, but I couldn't see anything. And then I continued to place the order, a bit puzzled, and I could also feel heat on the ground, like my foot felt hot. So then I was trying to look like underneath the bar, but the bar went from like, I suppose, waist height all the way to the ground, so there was no under the bar. I just felt like I could feel heat. Anyway, I continued to place my order and pay, and I was also trying to do something on my phone at the same time. My sister returned to our seat to put her drink back, and then as she came over to me, she was like, what is that? Pointing to my foot. I looked down, and I could see my trainer was on fire. It was a small flame, okay? But I was like really panicked, so I started shaking my foot, and so the flame would go out, and the flame did go out, and then I was like really paranoid that my hair was on fire, so I took my jacket off, flapping my hair about. I was fine, it was just my trainer. But it caused a lot of damage to my trainer. Like the flame had gone all the way down, all the way through all the layers on the top of the trainer. So the next thing to burn would have been my socks. My foot was absolutely fine, but it was just my trainers. My trainers were completely ruined, hence why I've just got some new trainers. But I still couldn't see where this was coming from. I was just like looking around. I was just really shocked. Me and my sister were like, where's that come from? So then I thought, let me tell the guy who was serving me. He'd now gone on to serve someone else. He didn't see the whole fiasco with my foot being on fire or anything. He'd gone to the other end of the bar to serve somebody. So I was waiting for him for a while, and then when he came back, I explained what had happened, and he was just looking at me like, oh gosh, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I'm fine, I just don't know how that could have happened. He said, no, nor does he, like, they have no naked flames, no one could smoke. And I was like, yeah, no, I understand that, I could see that. But I asked him if he could let his manager know, and he said, yeah, no problem. So me and my sister went back to join my mum at the table and told her all about it, and she was like, no, my mum was saying, you need to get that sorted, your trainers are like brand new. They're not brand new, I just don't wear them often. And thankfully, they were not expensive trainers. They probably cost me around £40-50 at most. So it wasn't really the money that was a concern to me. I just really wanted to know how it happened. A few minutes before me and my sister had been served, there was a guy with his small child sitting on the bar, so that could have been a lot worse had it been a small child who was affected by it. Anyway, so later on when the guy had brought us our meal, I asked him if he'd spoke to his manager, and he said no, not yet, but he will do. We continued to eat, and then we decided, we'll order desserts as well. So I went to the bar to order the desserts. I was served by another gentleman, and I thought I would explain the situation to him and ask him if his manager knew yet. And he wasn't aware of the situation. But the original guy who served me was walking past at the time, and I explained that, that was the guy who was serving me, maybe he's told the manager. And he said, to his colleague, put blue light discount through. I didn't actually hear that's what he said. I thought he said to give us our desserts free. Anyway, when I went to pay, it was just £1 less, and I felt that was a little bit of an insult. Like, my trainer was on fire. Although it was a small flame, it was on fire. And I could have been hurt. I wasn't hurt, but I just felt like I wanted to know and understand what could have happened. So I said to the guy, well, actually, happy to pay for the desserts, but can I speak to your manager? So they went off, got the manager, and the manager came round, and you could tell already they probably explained the story to her, and she seemed a little bit irritated by me even before I started speaking. And I started to explain what had happened when something hot had hit my thigh and felt like wax, and hadn't got any further, and she said, well, we have no naked flames here. And I said, no, I do understand that, I appreciate that, I can see that is the case. But she just kept interrupting me. I wasn't really able to explain myself to her. I was just trying to tell her what had happened to me. I don't know how it happened, but I was just trying to explain the situation. Anyway, my sister's overhearing this whole conversation, and she's obviously not very happy that the manager is not allowing me to explain what has happened. So my sister comes over and asks me, have I paid for desserts yet? And I said, no, I haven't. And my sister says, well, we're not spending any more money here, we're leaving, this lady is not even listening to you. And she was quite forceful, not rude, but she was just strong in her tone. And at that time I just thought, CCTV. I said, do you have cameras here? And the manager said, yeah, we do actually. I said, well, brilliant, maybe you can check and then we can see what has happened here. And she went, oh yeah, we can. And then she proceeded to tell me that actually there was a camera right in front of where I placed the order. I was like, oh brilliant, then you'll probably be able to see. She started to be more helpful now. I think because my sister came over quite strong, not rude, but just stronger than I was probably putting the case across. So she went to the till, asked us what time we ordered. She was able to find our receipts, and then we traced the time we'd ordered. Then she went off to look at the CCTV. She also asked us if we'd like our desserts. I asked my mum and my sister if they wanted desserts still, and my sister said no, we're not spending any more money here. But then she kindly said no, your desserts will be free, which I thought was kind of her. I felt we were being treated fairly now. So we had dessert, which was brilliant, for free. And then a little bit later on, after we finished our desserts, the manager returned to us and said, okay, I can see what's happened here. So there was a event going on around the back of the pub, and they had a birthday cake, but the pub doesn't allow the public to bring in their birthday cake, so that was something they did which they shouldn't have done. But they had a faulty lighter, and I think instead of them using the fire exit which was next to them, they decided to come through the main entry of the pub, around the bar area where we were, with the faulty lighter and maybe the candles, because I'm not sure where the wax would have come from. I don't know. I don't really use lighters. Well, not like the standard lighters. I assume it was a sort of standard lighter that you'd use when you're smoking. I don't know that. But what's happened is it's leaked onto me. So that must have been what I felt on my thigh, and then it must have also landed on my trainer. Now I'm not sure why I didn't see the flame straight away. I don't know if it was just that it hadn't like ignited yet, but obviously that must have been the heat I was feeling. And the manager went on to say the reason we didn't see it is because my back was to them as they went behind me, and my sister had returned to the table to put her drink down. I did feel people rushing behind me, but I didn't really think much about it. But when I was trying to think back, I was thinking, I wonder if someone was smoking and a cigarette butt might have landed on me. Like, all sorts of things were going through my mind. But that's basically how my trainer ended up on fire. The manager wasn't able to speak to the individuals because their party had now left, but she did refund our whole meal, which was really kind of her, probably the right thing to do. And I'm just thankful they were not ridiculously expensive trainers. So that is why I've purchased some new trainers. And I can show you which trainers I've got as well. You might not care, but I'll show you. I've got these. They're cute. Completely different to my other trainers, but I need some new ones. I'm going away soon, so I need them. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.